Ladies and gentlemen, basketball fans and supporters of the Gilas Pilipinas program, welcome back. We are standing on the precipice of what could very well be the most defining moment in the modern history of Philippine basketball. For years, the narrative has been the same: brave efforts, heart-stopping moments, but ultimately, a distinct ceiling when facing the true titans of the region. But mark your calendars, because on March 1st, 2026, that ceiling is set to be shattered. We are looking ahead to the FIBA World Cup Asian Qualifiers, a stage where legends are forged, and this time, the script has been flipped. The headline sending shockwaves to the basketball community is the arrival of the Triple Towers. We are talking about a frontline combination unprecedented in Asian basketball history, and rare even on the global stage. For the first time, we expect to see the full, unbridled force of Kai Sotto, AJ Edu, and June Fajardo sharing the roster and potentially the floor, united under the strategic mastery of Coach Tim Cone. Their target? The ruling forces of the region, the Australia Boomers. In the past, this matchup was a daunting uphill climb. Today, it is a collision course of equals. The Boomers are being put on notice. With Kai Sotto's vertical dominance, AJ Edu's mobile versatility, and June Fajardo's immovable stability, Gilas Pilipinas is not just showing up to participate, they are showing up to dominate. Throw in the incredible statistic that Coach Tim Cone has never lost a game with Gilas when Kai Sotto is in the lineup, and you have the recipe for a historic upset. This is not just a game. It is the Boomer Slayer era. Let's dive deep into why March 1st, 2026, changes everything to truly understand the gravity of the upcoming March 1st clash. We have to contextualize the relationship between Gilas Pilipinas and the Australian Boomers. For the better part of a decade, since Australia's transition into the FIBA Asia zone, the Boomers have represented the gold standard. They brought a level of physicality, professional development, and systemic discipline that most Asian teams simply could not replicate. They were the benchmark. Every time a team faced them, it was less about winning and more about damage control. It was a test of survival. However, the preparation for the specific window of the FIBA World Cup Asian Qualifiers is different. It is not ordinary preparation. It is a tactical revolution. We are witnessing a clear shift in the narrative, moving from a story of David versus Goliath to a story of Clash of Titans. This shift is entirely predicated on the assembly of the Triple Towers, Sotto, Edu, and Fajardo. Let's break down these three components, because understanding their individual roles is key to understanding why the Boomers have legitimate reasons to be concerned. First, we look at the main anchor of the defense, Kai Sotto. Kai is no longer the prospect we talked about in hushed tones of potential. He is now the realization of that potential. In this system, his role has crystallized. He provides the one thing that Gilas lacked for generations against teams like Australia: true, elite vertical presence and rim protection. The Boomers are known for their aggressive drives, their ability to punish the paint, and their physicality. In the past, Philippine teams had to collapse four players into the paint to stop those drives, leaving shooters open. With Kai Sotto, that dynamic changes. His length and timing allow him to erase mistakes on the perimeter. He reduces the direct effectiveness of the Boomers' paint attack simply by existing in the lane. He forces the opposition to alter shots, to second-guess their layups, and to float the ball higher than they want to. This is the Sotto effect. Complementing Kai is the modern defensive ace, AJ Edu. If Kai is the shield at the rim, AJ Edu is the sword that parries the attack before it even starts. He is described as a mobile big, capable of keeping up with the physical, fast-paced game that Australia loves to play. In modern basketball, specifically in FIBA competition, the ability to switch on defense is the most valuable currency a team can have. AJ Edu provides that switchability. When Australia runs their intricate pick-and-roll sets, looking to isolate a slower big man against a quick guard, AJ Edu negates that mismatch. His defensive instincts and lateral quickness allow Gilas to stay flexible. He can hedge hard, he can recover, and he can bang bodies in the post. He effectively closes the gaps that usually appear when you play a tall lineup. Then, sitting at the foundation of the structure is the Kraken, June Fajardo. We cannot overstate the importance of having the most decorated local big man in the country anchoring the middle. While Kai and AJ provide the modern athletic vertical game, June Mar brings the stability, the rebounding, and the bruising low-post scoring. Against a Boomers front line that is aggressive and strong, you need someone who can absorb contact and not be moved. That is June March. His role is to bring composure. When the game becomes chaotic, when the pace gets too frantic, you dump the ball to June Mar in the low post, and you let him go to work. His ability to read the defense, to make the right decision whether to score or pass, and his sheer rebounding dominance gives Gila's possession security. Now, having 3 7-footers or near 7-footers is one thing. Making them work together is another. This is where the coaching genius of Tim Cone enters the frame. We have to highlight a critical detail that often gets overlooked in the box scores. Coach Tim Cone has never lost a game with Gila's Pilipinas when Kai Sotto plays. Let that sink in. It is a perfect record. This record is not just a statistical anomaly. It is a profound indication of system fit. There has always been a debate in Philippine basketball about how to utilize talent. Do we run? Do we play isolation? Under Tim Cone, the answer is we play the system. The system relies on spacing, discipline, and defensive responsibility. In the past, there was a fear that Kai Sotto needed to carry the team, that he needed to be the savior. Under Cone's system, Kai's role is simplified and clarified. He does not need to rush. He does not need to force shots. He does not need to grow up alone on the court. He simply needs to be a part of a larger, organized defense and offense. The internal redundancy that often plagues teams with multiple big men is avoided because Cone defines the roles so sharply. Kai protects the rim, AJ switches and disrupts, Junmar anchors and rebounds. This systematic approach is crucial because of who is on the other side of the court. We must respect the opponent. Australia remains a heavy challenge. We are talking about a team known for elite ball movement, depth of roster, and a brand of physicality that borders on rugby. They punish mistakes. If your spacing is off by a foot, they find the open three. If you are slow to get back on transition, they dunk on you. They are quick to punish those errors. But this is exactly why the March 1st, 2026 matchup is so fascinating. The combination of luck, experience, and chemistry that Gilas has assembled puts the Philippines in a stronger position than in any previous year. The luck here refers to the timing, having all 3 big men healthy and available at the same time. The experience comes from the FIBA exposure all 3 have gained globally. The chemistry comes from the clarity of the system. As we approach March 1st, 2026, we must realize that this is not just a qualifying game. It is a measurement. It is a barometer. We are asking the question, how far has Gilas Pilipinas been lifted under this new core and system? For years, we measured success by moral victories, losing by 10 instead of 30. That era is over. With the presence of Kai Sotto, AJ Edu, and June Fajardo, the message to the beauty of Philippine basketball is clear. They are ready to challenge the long reign of Australia in Asia. This is a critical phase of the FIBA World Cup Asian qualifiers. The points matter, the standings matter, but the statement matters more. Australia has sat comfortably on the throne of Asian basketball since their transfer to the zone. They have been the benchmark. Inevitably, every time a team faces the Boomers, analysts compare the level of physicality, discipline, and depth. Usually the opponent falls short. But in this specific personality of the Gilas team, the narrative shifts. We are looking at a front line that is not only high in centimeters, but high in basketball IQ. The triple towers give the Philippines a defensive versatility they have never possessed. Think about the defensive possessions. If an Australian guard drives past the first-line defense, they run into the mobile wall of AJ Edu. If they manage to navigate around him, they are met at the rim by the skyscraper that is Kai Sotto. And if the shot goes up and misses, the rebound is swallowed by June Fajardo. It is a suffocating defensive potential that forces Australia to become a jump-shooting team. And while they are good at that, you always want to force your opponent into a single dimension. Furthermore, on the offensive end, this trio creates a pick-your-poison scenario for the Australian defense. You cannot switch a small guard onto June Fajardo. He will bury them under the basket. You cannot leave Kai Sotto open at the high post or perimeter. He has the touch to punish you. You cannot ignore AJ Edu's cutting and movement. This offensive variety stresses the depth of Australia in a way they aren't used to in the Asian qualifiers. Coach Tim Cohn's leadership cannot be emphasized enough here. He is the architect. His ability to manage egos, to define roles, and to execute a game plan is the glue that holds these triple towers together. The stat regarding his unbeaten run with Kai is proof of compatibility. It shows that when the system is respected and when the talent is utilized correctly, the results follow. The ball movement and spacing are becoming more organized. This is critical against a powerhouse like Australia. You beat Australia by being efficient. You cannot turn the ball over. You cannot take bad shots. The discipline that Cohn instills is a direct counter to Australia's opportunistic defense. So, as we look toward the horizon, toward March 1st, 2026, we are looking at more than a game. We are looking at an extensive test of national progress. We are witnessing the maturation of a basketball program that has finally found the pieces to complete the puzzle. The Australia Boomers are coming. They are bringing their history, their dominance, and their pride. But Gilas Pilipinas is waiting. And they are not waiting with fear. They are waiting with the triple towers. They are waiting with a defensive anchor in Kai Sotto, a mobile disruptor in AJ Edu, and an immovable object in June Fajardo. They are waiting with a coach who hasn't lost when his star center plays. The fear factor has shifted. It is no longer about how much Gilas will lose by. The question now hovering over the stadiums and the training camps is simple. Can the Boomers handle the height? Can they handle the system? Can they handle the new reality of Asian basketball? On March 1st, 2026, the world will find out. But one thing is certain. The Philippines is ready to slay the Giants.